Okay, Hickory 12. Today I want us to look at grade 11s and 12s. I want us to look at a cyclic quad. We're going to look at a theorem or a cyclic quad theorem and look at the steps that you should take to prove a theorem. So let's look at the background of cyclic quads and what are the necessary information, or what is the necessary information that you need, or background knowledge that you need or you require to apply a cyclic quad. So in a cyclic quad, what is important is to remember that the opposite angles of a cyclic quad are supplementary. So what do I mean by that? We're saying if you look at angle K and you also look at angle M, according to cyclic quad, because these angles are opposite each other, angle K plus angle M are supplementary. We can say they add up to 180 degrees. Because they are just opposite to each other and they are angles in a quadrilateral enclosed in a circle. Those are not just the angles that we're going to focus at. You can also look at angles M and L. So if you look at angle L, because it's opposite angle N, we say angle L plus angle N will also equal to 180 degrees. So that's basically one of the theorems that you need to learn how to prove. Now, if you remember in the previous video, when we were proving angle at the center towards angle at the circumference, I said the key part that is important about proving theorems is the construction. So your starting point is important. So even in this theorem, in order for us to prove it, we are then have to go and we're going to start with construction step. Right. To save time, I want us to look at proving this theorem, and we have to prove it according to the instructions provided. So what is it that we are required to prove this? The instruction or the information is as follows. O is the center of the circle, as you can see there. That O is the center, that is. And points K, L, M, and N are on the circle. So those are actually points on the circumference or on the circle. Use the diagram to prove the theorem that states that the opposite angles of a cyclic quads are supplementary, which basically it means that angle K plus angle M equals to 180. So we take this that this is a clue that they gave us to prove which angles are supplementary, and we have to follow what the instruction or what the information has provided us. All right. So I said to you, when you start to prove a theorem, it's important for you to note what you're trying to prove. So I said you must write that statement that says required to prove, or RTP. Well, it's not important, or it's not compulsory for you to write this. However, it gives you an indication as to where you're going. So this is your end point. So what are we required to prove? We are required to prove that angle K plus angle M equals to 180 degrees. All right. Step number one, we need to do construction step. Remember, I said that under construction step, you don't need to write the word construction. Um, However, it's important for you to remember the step. But if you write it again, that's still fine. Right, under construction, what are we going to do? We then have to draw radii. So in this case, we are not going to say with this, whatever I'm going to draw, it's not a diameter. It's actually two radii. So radii um, going into separate directions, right? So you can say draw radii LO and NO. So if you draw radii LO and LO, so we go to the center and then we draw again there. We then come, if you notice here, what I did is that we come to that theorem that we've proven in our previous video, that the angle at the center of a circle, here's the, now we've created angle at the center, and we have angle at the circumference. So let me just indicate. The angle at the center is on this side, and the angle at the circumference is that one. So you can see we have created that knowledge, and that's that theorem. So now we are going to actually use that theorem to prove the cyclic quad. Now, then you can say, show O1 and O2. Angle O1 and angle O2. Is it important for you to write the step? No. But if you do use O1 and O2, it's important for you just to write just on your statement to make sure that you are following through to indicate that you're going to use those angles. So the construction step is complete. The next step is to then prove what you call a proof step. So you are now proving the theorem. So proving this is the evidence that we are going to use to prove that theorem there. Now, but remember we have angle at the center equals to twice angle at the circumference. Let's start there. So we'll say angle O1 equals to 2 times angle M. What's the reason? I'll put reasons on this side. Right. What's the reason here? Angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference. Angle at the center of a circle is 2 times angle at the circumference. So you can write the full word, or you can just leave it like this. So that's the step that I'm going to take. Second step, we're going to use the other angle. So here, what we have, the first one that we indicated was that this angle and that angle. So now we go on to the other side. So now we're going to say O2 equals to 2 times K. Again, it's the same reason. Angle at center is twice angle at the circumference. All right. So the circumference. All right. Then we must remember the rate 9 angles on around the point. So that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to say O1 plus O2 equals to 360. What's the reason for that? That those are angles around the point. We can say a common point or a point. So angles around a common point or angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. All right, so we are at the final stages. So now we know that O1 plus O2 is 360, but let us remember what O1 and O1 or O1 and O2 equals to. O1 is equal to 2m and O2 equals to 2k. So therefore we can just substitute O1 and O2. So here we're going to say, therefore, therefore, 2m, 2 angle m, plus 2 angle k equals to 360. Here you don't need to write any reason. Let's then factor out 2. So 2 bracket angle m plus angle k equals to 360. We divide both sides by 2. Which is the final step. Therefore, m angle m plus angle k equals to 180 degrees, which is what we wanted to prove from the first step. All right, so this is one of the easy theorems to prove, and these are the steps that you need to take in proving this theorem. I hope this helps, and wish you best of luck. Bye.